Welcome. I am your financial coach, Denise Williams. I have with me the awesome Bridget Buckner, who is a business building coach. And this is maybe an audacious statement, but I believe, and I believe Bridget believes with me, that you can get debt free in 7 years or less.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
okay, doesn't mean we wave a magic wand and we give you the lottery numbers, the winning lottery numbers. Because Bridget, if you're sitting on the winning lottery numbers and don't share with me, I'm going to be upset. But outside of the magic wand and the winning lottery numbers, there really is a plan, okay, that can get you debt free in 7 years or less. Other thing I want to say quickly before we go along in this presentation is, remember, debt is various, right? So you have the great debt, which is your mortgage. You may not want to pay off your mortgage in 7 years. You may want to keep it for the 30 years because a lot of times there is very affordable insurance for the property that comes along with the mortgage. But if you want to get rid of that, we have a plan for you. What we're really narrowing down on, zeroing in on to get to zero is the nagging consumer debt, student loan, these things that are sucking the life out of your
Yes.
salary.
Yes.
And that means you're not sleeping well at night. So if you're one of those people who borrow and sleep great at night, hey, more power to you. But we really want to talk to the people who need mentorship, who need their hand held to get out of debt. Now, let me tell you something as well. I am very aware that so many people go into the banking situation and feel disrespected. Okay. So you have some debt, you have some challenges with your credit report, and that means you don't get support in having to build back your life. Because let me tell you something, one of the most beautiful things that can happen is when you get your credit life sorted and let's say you have debt, but you then get a offer of an interest rate that is so low for you to transfer that debt to, you get another 12 to 18 months breathing room. Do you know how powerful that is? Do you know how amazing that is? Because when you get 12 to 18 months breathing room, guess what happens? You can take that 12 to 18 months and increase your income. Okay? Because guess what? The savings in interest charges, okay? You can take that savings and you can invest in learning how to make more money. You want me to repeat the plan, Bridget? Because I'm giving it to you, and I want you to watch the whole thing. But may I give it to you up front? You want me to repeat, Bridget? All right,
Yes.
Bridget,
Yes.
let me repeat. All right, hold on now. Derek Butler, he's with us, and he says, amen to feeling disrespected by the banks. All I want is a debt consolidation. Every bank I've tried has said no. Derek, first we're going to work on your mindset, okay? That's what we do. Bridget and I am a money organizer, and Bridget is a business builder. That's what we mentor people on, but everything starts with the mind. So let me run through the plan again, and then we're going to get into some details. The plan, the feeling. I want you to sit. Derek, I'm talking to you and anyone else who has that feeling of disrespect, who has the feeling of you've walked into the bank, you have a financial problem, you owe money, and your credit report is not fantastic. So you already feel away, you feel cute, you feel ashamed. And then you go into the bank and you need help. Okay? Instead of getting help, you're disrespected. And so you're pulling, you're drawing, you're sucking. I want you to have a different feeling. I want you to inhabit this space of power. And in this space of power, I want you to breathe it in. Breathe in the space of power where you have this debt and you're paying whatever interest rate on this debt. And you get mentorship, you get help, and then you move into the space where you get such a low interest rate, or you have someone negotiating on your behalf. Yeah. And because you have someone negotiating on your behalf, what happens is that you paying less in interest rate. Okay? And because you're paying a lower interest rate and you get 12 to 18 months of paying this low interest rate, what happens? You get time to breathe. And because you have time to breathe, the 12 to 18 months, you're going to do two things. You're going to, the money you were paying in interest, you're going to invest it in yourself. And then you're going to go to class every single day. You're going to go to every training. You're going to go to every mentorship session. And you're going to be uplifted. And you're going to get out of debt in 7 years or less because you got 12 to 18 months of breathing room on your debt plus training. Because 12 to 18 months of breathing room only means you've not developed any new skills and you're going to go right back into debt. Bridget, am I talking foolishness?
Not at all, not at all, not at all. It's kind of similar to, anybody can make money, but not everybody knows how to keep it.
Right.
Anybody can make money, not everybody knows how to grow it. So you are very right. You have to do the work, you have to do the investment, you have time and effort, but
yes.
you also have to recognize that there are steps, there's a process, and you have to follow it. You can't shortcut it. You have to take the stairs. There's no elevator.
Exactly. If
you got to take the stairs step by step.
If you get the breathing room, if you hire someone to negotiate with the banks on your behalf, and then you don't take the money they save you and pour it back into yourself and get new skills. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be right back because you haven't learned any new behaviors. You're going to be right back in the hole. So we want you out. We want you empowered. We want you breathing. We want you, the interest that you would be paying the bank, we want you to invest that in your education. Because anybody who is in serious debt right now, I am going to sit here. I don't know your situation. I don't know your paycheck. But I promise you 10% or more of your paycheck is going to interest only. Not paying down the debt, but interest on the debt only. I promise you that. Okay? And because 10% of your pay is going to interest on the debt only and not paying down the debt, that means, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't have new skills. You don't have new money coming in. Okay? And so we want to change lives. And I don't know if you know this phrase, Bridge, but we want to break barriers.
Yes.
So of course, I'd like you to subscribe and share this channel with anyone you know that needs help to organize their income, to improve their financial situation. So please, we have lives every week. Make sure you share it. So, as I've been saying, It is possible to reach economic independence in the next 3 to 7 years. Notice that I use the phrase economic independence. What does that mean? That means what I've been saying. You have a plan. So you're saving on interest. You're paying down your debt. But you're not just saving on interest. You're pouring that money into a better education for yourself. Okay? Because you have a 3 to 7 year plan. How does the 3 to 7 year plan start? With a 12 to 18 month plan. You have got to pour 12 to 18 months of education into yourself to break habits. Okay?
To form new ones.
Exactly. Now, mind you, if you are deep in debt and have an expensive lifestyle, then it may take you more 7 years. But when we talk about deep in debt, a lot of times my clients are not in debt because they're bad people. I had a client who did not know. She allowed a family member to be a signature on her credit card. And she did not know that the horse racing track took credit cards. And she wasn't checking. And all of a sudden, she gets this credit card bill because her family member had a great talent in choosing horses that came last. That's a talent. I don't know if you know that, Bridget, but it is a talent, okay? Oh. And that talent of choosing the horses that came last became an expensive talent. And my client found herself deep in debt, okay, with her credit card because of horses. And she had to take a plan to dig out of that. It meant a lot of sacrifice, okay? And so that meant her journey to debt-free. It actually took 5 years instead of 7, which, praise the Lord. It's 5 years. Although you have other people who do have an expensive lifestyle, okay? There's just no way around the fact that they like very, very nice things. Now, again, be careful, because our job is not to judge. I had another client who, every time she had an argument with her boss, her supervisor, she went shopping for really nice sweaters and necklaces to match the sweaters. Earrings, necklace, the whole bracelet. So she was well dressed the next day after the blow up with her supervisor. That expensive way of coping with work stress impacted her debt journey. So again, you may have a different path, okay? But we believe firmly in this plan that you can come out of debt. Now, we want to talk about organizing your money, because this is the most powerful tool at your disposal to pay down debt. So, Bridge, again, we are coming from two different sides of the money journey. I am organizing people's issues, and you are business building. When you help people to build their business, it's people will think, oh my goodness, I only can build a business when I have money. A lot of people don't think that they can build a business while in debt. And I just want to sort of bring some images up before I put the spotlight on you, Bridget, to just really show what's happening here. So for someone let's take a really conservative person that just has their home and they do have a significant mortgage. Okay. This is a software called WiseFi, and I use it to organize my clients' money. Now, this person, now let's go back quickly. You can see that their home was worth 20 million. But in order for them to get $100,000 a month at age 67 in cold cash, they actually need $30 million. Now, it's possible that the house will grow in value and take care of that. So that may not be a problem. We look and you maybe only want 2,000 in savings, 15,000 in general savings. But here is where it gets sticky. Because truthfully, do you really only want $14,000 from the National Insurance Scheme? And do you really only want, see, you said no, and do you really only want 60,000 in an estimated pension? So as
that's crazy.
Yeah, with the WiseFi, we can play with the numbers and help you to see the direction you're going.
So Denise, does this help people to kind of put things in place now when you work the numbers to see what the future is going to be? So you can adjust to today's numbers.
Absolutely, right?
Okay.
So again, what happens is the software is really about where are you going to be when you are at your financial freedom number.
Okay.
Because legally you are to retire at a particular age, but we want you to be financially free at an age that gives you the greatest comfort. Okay. And that's what we want for the clients. And the journey to be debt free in 7 years it means there has to be a shift in your mindset, right? It has to be a shift in saying, look, I want to be financially free at a
by 47.
By 47. If that is your goal, we want to help you get there, right? And so as you can see, are you seeing? Oh, you're not seeing it yet.
No, not seeing.
Right. No. I'm going to bring it up. So what we're saying now is part of the journey is you can have support to negotiate with the bank, right? And you can get 12, 18 months of reduction in your monthly payment. But what are you going to do with that reduction? So let's say you just have the salary. Remember, the client has a house, they have a mortgage, they have some goals, right? They want 100,000 a month in their when they reach 67, right? Again, you may want more than this, okay? But guess what happens when you change this? Look at this. I'm going to change this, and let's say you want 200,000.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, well, where's the next zero? The technology is my laptop is slow, you know. The next zero soon come. There it goes. All of a sudden, you see you need now you're on 2 million. But what if you wanted 2 million a month at the age of 67? You need 600 million in assets. So at 200,000, you have 60 million in assets because that's what you want at retirement. Okay. You have to earn that somehow, some way. And that's why we jump over to income. And we're saying your salary is not going to cut it. Okay. It's just the truth. So what we want you to do is decide, are you going to take, because remember, we will have negotiated with the bank for you to have some breathing room. So we're going to do it the breathing room. Are you going to learn Forex trading? What are you going to do with this breathing room? So let's say you learn Forex, you're going to add that to your income. And let's say you're someone like me who is a slow learner. And maybe I can only do 500 US a month. which is, very slow. So call that 90,000 extra. All of a sudden, you've jumped to 340. Bridget, in your day-to-day, Bridget just left. So let me answer my own question. My question was, how quickly do you think you would have gotten a $90,000 pay increase? And let's say you're not even good at Forex trade. Let's say Bridget is back. Hi, Bridget, you're back. I was going to say,
I pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry. I was interested to know how much $60 million was. My brain was doing a quick calculation. That's like 400,000 US.
Yes.
That's very doable. That's like
it is very doable. But that's why I'm saying I haven't shown you the whole WiseFi software, because when you sit down, it's about 90 minutes to go through the entire process so that the software will calculate your financial freedom age. Okay?
Right.
I'm just saying now, if your salary is $250, you were to learn Forex trading with you're saving money, right? In your interest, because someone has negotiated the debt for you. You have now some money that can pour back into your Forex education. And you learn, and when I say learn, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about going to training every single day. This is somebody that's playing around. And maybe you also put on a little dividend income, right? And you have dividend income.
Get some stocks in there. Yes, ma'am. Got to get some stocks in there.
Dividend income. And again, with rock bottom numbers, even a little $10,000. So now you've added $100,000 to your salary. And what I was asking you, Bridget, in your banking experience, how easy was it to get a 30% increase on your salary?
Oh my goodness. Well, per year or per decade, because nobody not in today's economy, and I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine. I'm saying, coming out of COVID, not a lot of people are expecting a raise in salary at all. There's some people who have not had a raise in salary in 3 to 4 years, and yet still interest rates have gone up, gas has gone up, food has gone up, tuition for school has gone up, everything is going up, but your salary goes up 5% and everything else goes up 20%. You're just not keeping pace. And that's why, I was listening to one lady who was a former Wall Street executive. She left her $1 million job on Wall Street to become an investigative journalist. And she is big in the economics and politics. She's always a guest on CNBC and Bloomberg and all that. And she said, she calls it the great distortion, where money, money is just not keeping pace with the reality. And so people are, the way that money works is way above what people's reality is. Nobody's able to do the reality that matches with where money is going in the banking and financing sector and the digital asset space. It's amazing.
Exactly. And that's why organizing your money is the most powerful tool to pay down your debt. Because literally, as I just showed you, you can see where your money going. If you can see, right, how things are happening, behavior changes. When you decide that you've gathered information, you've watched our videos, you've gone on the website, and you've decided to pay for, invest in, buy now because you're tired of your life being the same way. The very first step is organization. Because so many of us are exhausted by the way things are going. And what also happens is so many of us have given away our power, right? We've given away our power. We've not reached out for help, right? And so we're not doing anything to prevent the situation from getting worse. And so I want to join with you in realizing you can celebrate your debt reduction victories along the way, right? I want to call the money you're saving when you have invested in debt counseling is the Living Wealthy account, right?
Love it.
This Living Wealthy account is how you are going to fund your new life. Okay? That's how 3 to 7 years is just going to zoop by. And when you look, you not only have been debt free, but you've got a new way of thinking, a new way of being. Okay? Because you've decided to take action now. Because I don't know what you know, Bridget, but I figure 3 to 7 years is going to go anyway. It's going to move along anyway, whether we agree or not.
That's right.
You know, building a rock solid foundation. You've got economic downturns, financial predators. You've got wealth degradation over time. Okay? And how are we going to build wealth and legacy without a foundation? That's what we're saying. That is why the 3 to 7 years, I am confident. Now, as a business builder, Bridget, how does this happen? An extra 500,000, 2,000, and yes, we're talking about US dollars. How does that happen without working harder? Because a lot of people, they have a job and they need to focus on the job. But you and I, we believe in business building. So tell me about this, Bridget.
You know what? I also believe in leverage, and I believe in systems, because wealthy people understand about systems. When you have a system, you save yourself time. How you say SYST? Save yourself time, effort, and money. Okay. You can follow a system and employ leverage. Get yourself mentorship. In fact, if you're doing a business, the number one thing that people go into business for is not to make work, it's to make profit. So if you go into business, you want to find a way to break even as quickly as possible and get into cash flow positive. We love cash flow. Okay. Yeah. So the number one thing we teach people is to, yes, invest in education and invest in a business, and make sure you have a system and leverage that can get you to break even point and to earn a cash flow of $500 to $1,000 right out the gate. We teach how to do that in 7 to 14 days if people follow the instructions. Some people are a little slower, they might do 30 days. But if someone can start a business and get cash flow positive in a week or two, and then earn an income going from there, that's very powerful. So we like to have a structure for beginners in business, entrepreneurs who are very experienced, or those who are just new to the system. We can have a business in a box sort of environment for people to get mentorship, get entrepreneurship training, leadership training, and of course, education that can show them how to multiply their money. I mean, my favorite thing to do is show people how to make their money back and get that as cash flow instead. The money you spent, get it back in cash flow. And $500 can do it if you have the right business model.
Okay. Wow.
And nowhere else. I mean, this system we're talking about, you don't go start a hairdressing parlor and think that an extra $500 or $1,000 is going to help you. That won't work. That won't even pay the staff. It won't pay the light bill. But because we're in a digital space, you can start a business for under 500 US, break even, and become cash flow positive with $500 or $1,000 in short time. And that's the power of the world that we live in today, the technology, the information. Starting a business for $500 online is just the most exciting things, because there's so many people realizing they need extra money, you know.
And that, again, is why I know the 3 to 7 year plan works, because you realize we haven't talked about budgeting and tightening your belt. We haven't said that. We've said, let me repeat the plan. We've said, negotiate to reduce your interest payments, right? So we're zeroing in on your interest payments to the bank. We're then saying, take the interest payments, pour it into your education. And specifically, we're saying learn how to earn in a digital space. Because I don't know about you, right? But I want to make sure if there was ever a lockdown again, I know how to make money in the lockdown, okay? And then you take your earnings, you pay down your debt. We haven't said a word about budgeting or sacrifice, okay? Because the truth is, budgeting and sacrifice without growing your income is the recipe for resentment. It is not the recipe for 3 to 7 years clearing your debt. So the first thing is to book your consultation so that we can organize your money.
That's
okay. Right. And again, this is a repeat slide, but it should be repeated because we're saying negotiate, okay? Take the savings, pour it into your education, learn about the digital currency space so that you can make money in any currency. And that is how you pay down your debt in 3 to 7 years. I want you to reach out to Bridget Buckner if you want guidance on how to build a business, right? And I just want to say thank you so much, Bridget, for being on the program, being here with me, Financially Focused. Thank you so much, right? Bridget,
oh, you're so welcome.
Breaking barriers.
I love the mission. Yes.
So thank you, everyone. See you